Changing your ball flight can be as simple as changing your ball position. So in this video, you're going to learn how moving your ball around in your stance can have a huge effect on the starting line and curvature of your golf shots. Let's get stuck in. Okay, Keith, mate, that was a little push draw. The ball started just right at target and came back. We've got a little bit of a circus act set up here, mate, and we're going to talk about the effect of ball position on your swing path and then the corresponding influence that would have over launch and curvature and stuff.
Yeah, so again, you can probably recognize a theme here. I talk a lot about impact and how the golf club and the golf ball collide and then what that does on the ball flight. So players need to understand the physics and how the influence of the club colliding with the ball, that we swing on this arc. You can see from the down the line that it's got this little bit of a curved shape to that lineup that we've got. It's not a straight line. That also helps build the visual that club's coming from the inside and then arcing back around sort of to the inside. But if they don't have the understanding of, okay, I'm slicing it, why is that? And then what do I need the club to do differently to influence the ball? Because at the end of the day, you can do every cool thing with your hips, with your trail arm, with your this, with your that.
Yeah.
If the face and the path aren't where they need to be, the ball's not going to do what you hoped it would do.
Correct.
So I really teach ball flight. I really teach impact, all that good stuff. So what we've got going on here is this just in my backyard one day. I was just hitting some balls, doing some online lessons, and I just said, you know what, I'm teaching this concept. It'd be cool if I had a visual to really reinforce this. And I just started messing around. I started teeing up golf balls just like this. And I said, I wonder if I could hit all three of these in a row and film it from the down the line if we could see the effect of where the face is along the arc and the height and the launch angle and also the direction that, you know, the face influences during that. And sure enough, like the first couple, it was easier than I thought. And the visual was really cool. I posted it on Instagram and a lot of people said that, you know, like that visual was super helpful for them.
Big.
So this is what we're talking about here today.
Okay, we're going to test out my skills.
It's not as hard as you think.
We'll redo it 50 times until we get it right. How about that?
Yes, it's not as hard as you think. So bottom line here is we've got, if this, let's say that this is more in the center of your stance.
Yeah.
Okay. So because we've talked about this in a previous video in this series of, okay, we swing on this arc. That's a nice visual there that the club is coming in on this arc. So when the club and the ball collide back towards the trail foot there, the face of your golf club hasn't had as much time to square itself up relative to the target line, and therefore that golf ball is more likely to launch out a little bit more to the right of our target line. That would be if I wanted to really start a ball to the right and make it curve back to the left.
Correct.
Right? And you can also see from the face on here, it's going to promote more shaft lean than the forward ball position. So the club's going to be de-lofted, the ball's going to come out a little bit lower, right? And that's exactly what I saw when I filmed it. The ball launched somewhere over in here, a little bit right, but it was much lower, okay? And then, you know, once that ball's been launched, beep, and you continue on through the arc, the face is more now square to that target line. The shaft has a little less lean. The ball launches on kind of your more normal to mid trajectory, and the ball takes off straighter, right? So that ball is going to launch straighter and more on a more normal height. Now, as he continues on in the arc, we can see here that the face has more time to square. It's probably pointing slightly more left of target line. There's more loft on that club face because there's less shaft lean, and that ball is going to launch higher and more to the left. So what I saw exactly from the down the line is this ball took off low right, that one took off straight medium, that one took off high left, and it was just a really cool visual to enforce the club through the arc, what the ball position is likely going to do.
Yeah, and when working on your golf swing, guys, this is a concept video. It's giving you an understanding of why the golf ball does what it does. And a lot of players will try and fix a plethora of in-swing complex movements, try and get really in-depth and frustrated over a period of time.
Yep.
Whereas out on the golf course, sometimes you can just shift your ball position, can't you?
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
I do it all the time. If I'm not hitting the ball the way I wanted to, I don't try to come up with a big fix, right? If I'm hitting a big old hook, I'll shift my stance to the left, play that ball more back in my stance. That puts the path more towards the target. And so I start hitting it straighter, and then I sort it out after the round. Right? So if you know, and this is the awareness, this is the knowledge, when I teach players, I like to create self-sufficient golfers. So every player that comes to work with me for an extended period of time, right? If you ask them about ball flight laws, they'll know it. Right? And that's what I want people to know, is because when they're struggling on the course and they're seeing the ball do something, they know how, all we're doing is we're shifting path and face to make the ball do something different. You can keep the same mechanics you're working with that day, and you can get an entirely different outcome. but you have to know how this works. And you ask every high-level golfer you ever come across about face and path and ball position. They're all gonna be able to spit it out just like that. And that's because, you know, they have that awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. So relative to what sort of a launch and flight you're seeing, guys, just a little exercise like this is very valuable. Now, you don't need to go the whole hog and put the tees down and do this. It's more of just a visual representation, but actually simply just hitting golf balls from each of these positions.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, let's just start with that back one. So place it more towards the trail foot there and just make a little half swing, and we'll see that ball pitch out more to the right and low. Okay, and then we go to this middle one here. Pop that down just so you've got some runway. Straighter, more medium. And then here we'll go front of the arc, high left. And when you watch that back, what you'll notice is he didn't shift this part of the arc, right? He didn't swing out to in to hit that front left. He didn't swing more in to out to hit that back right. That's just the face and the path being in different places relative to our target line throughout just the same swing direction, the same arc.
Yeah, so fun little exercise to try out, guys. Hit some balls off your back foot, hit some from the center, hit some from your front foot. Have a look at your start line and your launch. It's a great little quick fix you can use when you're out on course. Keith Bennett out here at McCormick Ranch. Love it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for watching this video. YouTube thinks that you would benefit from watching this one next. So click that card and it could be the tip that you need to take your game to the next level. I'll see you next time.